power switch to the on position.
The elemental, essential, necessary spirit of rock and roll.
You're talking with Drew Mitchell. Drew, you've been a DJ for Power FM for how long?
About 2.5 years.
Okay. During your 2.5 years with Power FM, have you seen Christian rock change?
Definitely. It's the labels have become a lot smarter to what's going on with the industry. People are starting to realize that there is a market for Christian music, and there's a lot of us out there, and we want to hear it, and that's what we like. It had an influence on me. I mean, it played a role in how I came to Christ, and I can't tell you how many phone calls and emails I get on a daily basis, and people just totally grateful. And I think it's because God works best through those who serve Him. So when the music is about God and it's a clear message, or He puts a CD of Pillar in somebody's hands like me who is teetering on whether or not to get saved, and I'm looking at the CD cover and I'm like, that's pretty cool. The graphics and everything. I was like, it's not bad. And I put it on. I was like, the music's good. And wait, what are they singing about? They're singing about God like that? I was like, wow.
How did you get to know Christ?
Friend of a friend, I was like, I just want to go somewhere where people are normal and they're my age and they do normal things. Just from being around those people, and I started, it's like, I'm going to come here 4 times, and if I hear stuff I need to hear, I'll keep coming. And, God just softened my heart, and I became a Christian maybe about 2 or 3 months after that. So I lived in Los Angeles for a long time, and I've been in secular radio since the day I walked out of college, So I know a lot about the secular industry, and that's why I think God called me over here, is to help, especially with Power FM, with my knowledge of the way that stuff works, and to come over here and be like, hey, I know how it works over there. So.
Do you still listen to any of the secular market?
I do, but I'm a lot more careful with the way I do it. I still have a lot of ties and a lot of friends in that world. A friend of mine in the industry was like, hey, I know you used to listen to this kind of music. You used to like going to heavy shows. I've got free tickets. Do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, dude, of course. I was there for the first band, and then we walked out and was standing in the foyer area, and this guy walks over to me and he goes, you're Drew Mitchell. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, do you remember me? And I had no idea who this guy was. And it turns out that when I was in college, I worked at a treatment center for a little while. He was in one of my groups, and I'd totally forgotten about this guy. I haven't seen him in 8 years or something like that, And he's like, yeah, I've heard you on the radio, man. I try and call once, so I couldn't get through on the lines, and I gave him one of my cards, and I'm like, how you doing? Are you sober? And he's like, well, I'm not doing drugs anymore, but I still drink. And when he kind of walks off, his girlfriend turns around to me really quickly and goes, he's so embarrassed to talk to you because he's not clean anymore. And now because you're a Christian, and I was like, well, don't be, here's my card, email me. And right then and there, I knew why I was supposed to go to that show.